Hey folks, Carl here and welcome to episode 3 of the Jadtiger. Not much really to talk about. Let's get on with building it. Hey folks, so I just thought I'd do a quick update of where we're at. So we are motoring on actually with the build. As you can see, all the back panel is done apart from the gun stand, which will stick out here. I'm not going to put it on because it'd be likely to break, and all the top is on apart from this part here, which connects to this part here. And it just sticks out through that hole. We've also gone and completed this side, got the tracks on, and a couple of the tools. There's still some to do, but the instructions are fighting me at the minute. They are not very clear of what goes where, and some of the parts that are in the instructions that it shows you on here, it doesn't even tell you what they are. So I'm having to find bits that are clear to put on so I can see where other bits actually go, and then it's finding them on the sprue as well. So we've also done the front, and as you can see we have a little part here of the main kit, because as I was doing these handles, one went ping and you only get 2, so I had to steal one from the main kit. That still needs smoothing down and cleaning up. We've got the gun in. It's all glued and in place, and that is where we are. So we are slowly moving on. These doors are to be glued shut. Slowly moving on with it and getting there. It's not going to be long till we're onto the tracks, and the tracks are pretty much identical to the main kit, apart from they're already off the sprue and they have horrible injector marks on them, so every single one is going to have to be filed down. All of those and all of those, every single one's going to have to be filed and then put together. Thankfully these are a tighter fit than the main one, so you can actually push them together and they'll hold together, and you can move them very slightly before you need to glue them. So hopefully that will make it easier. It would just be the ball ache of sanding them all down. So yes, that's where we're up to. So I just thought I'd stop and record a little bit, because we are motoring on and getting through this kit. Even though the instructions are being a pain in the, we're not far off completing the top hull. We've still got cables and all that kind of stuff, but again the instructions aren't very clear on how they get mounted onto the side of the tank. So unfortunately a lot of brain power involved, and I am struggling a bit. So anyway, I'm going to carry on, try and get this completed, and I shall talk to you shortly. Hey folks, Carl here. Just a quick update of where we're at. As you can see, I am currently laying the cable on now. There's enough cable here to do both sides if you want to, so rather than guesstimate how much cable I need to cut, I've attached one end of the cable to its plastic counterpart and left the whole cable on. Now I've had to clamp it to hold it into position. Let me move that there and zoom in. I have to clamp it into position with the clamps here so that we can hold it steady and in place on where we need to put this bracket on. Now these brackets don't fit. They're not long enough to sit above the end of the cable and touch the tank, so I've rested it onto the tank and rocked it slightly one way. Bit of a shame, and it took me ages to find out the part number in this. I ended up guessing, and then of course as soon as I cut it off the sprue I found where it was in the instructions, which is always the case. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to put cables on both sides. I'm not sure yet. I'll probably just put them on this side. And it's quite busy this side of the tank. As you can see, we have these poles, we have the crowbar, this cable going through the middle, we've got a wrench there, and we've got, zoom back out a bit, we've got a wrench here that we've added. Just told you about those. So we have a spade here, hammers, and all the other bits and pieces on the front. The tracks on this side are done, the tracks on the other side are done. All the back deck is done apart from this pole. It's in here somewhere, or at least I think it is. It should be. Yeah, there it is. So we have this pole which goes inside this part here and sticks up, and that is actually the mount for the machine gun, which is still on the sprue. We've not taken off yet. So we're moving along slowly but surely. We're probably around about 70% constructed. We've got the other side to do down here. There's not too much to put on that side, and then we're on to putting the wheels in place. And it's a lot of filing to do, because each one of these has injection marks, every single one, and as you've seen before, there's 2 bagfuls to do. So I probably won't show you that. Oh, I keep hitting the camera with my headpiece. So that's where we're up to. So I'm now going to leave this to dry for a few hours, so when we come to manipulate the cable itself, it doesn't jump about and fall off. So I shall carry on and talk to you shortly. Surely. A little bit high pitch there. Anyway, I'm going. Ta-ta. Hey folks, so we are progressing. We now have on the cables. Now this was an individual cable, so it's a proper metal cable. These had to be glued on. We had to hold it in place while we were attaching these little holders, because it can still, the glue's actually taken hold on this side. So this side is complete apart from the skirting that we're going to need to put on. The other side, the cable is on. The cable wasn't quite long enough to make it all the way up here, so we've connected it here. Gives us a slightly bigger loop at the back, but that's fine. We still have these to glue down with the little pins that I've just dropped. These little pins, and that will be that side done again, apart from skirting. So this upper hull is now almost complete. There's a few little bits on the front here to put on, but that is that almost done. And then the only thing we will have left to do after those bits are on are the tracks, which are this lot, and they all need filing down, which I've said before. So I am going to get these done, well, get this completely finished, and then I'm going to do a little short video and compare this kit to the Meng one that's also finished and ready for paint. So I shall carry on and talk to you shortly. Hey folks, so that is us onto the track, and so far these are filed. We have these left to do. So as you can see, each one, zoom in, each one has the injection marks. I don't know if that's going to pick it up or not. There. So each one has all those marks. So they've got to be filed off because we don't want those showing. So we are currently filing away on each one. So we hold it down, filing one side until those injection marks are gone, flipping it around, filing the other. And if we now zoom in on this one, you can now see those injection marks are gone. So working through these, and these are just one part of the tracks. So we have, let's get these back in there. We have these done, these left to do at the inners. We then have these and these to do. These are the same apart from they've got those parts in the middle, so we're going to have to use a thin skinny stick to do those. But as you can see, those have the marks on as well, and of course this part is the part that sticks outwards, so we've definitely got to get rid of that one. Not so much of that one, but I'll probably do that one anyway because that's just the way I do it. The tank itself is very nearly complete. There's little fiddly bits to finish off. We have the cables completed, as you've seen, and we have started to put the front strut on, and I've still not decided whether I'm going to leave this strut down and fix the turret in a fixed position or have it sitting, have this sitting actually supporting the turret itself. Still to decide. And that's where we're up to at the moment. So I'm going to work through getting all this lot filed and start putting the tracks together. So I shall catch you shortly. Hey folks, so track is all sanded and I am now starting to put them together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a length out to just enough so that it wraps around the back. Obviously I have to get the wheels on here and halfway up the front. Set them in place, give them a little dab of glue so they set, and then rinse and repeat for on the top. Very similar to how we did it with the King Tiger. And if I grab the tracks from the King Tiger, so there's the top part for the King Tiger, and there is the bottom. And if you look, when you put them together, they make the shape of the tracks. So I'm going to do exactly the same with these. I've already started with 3 pieces together so far, so that's how we're going to do it. So I'm going to carry on and talk to you shortly. Hey folks, so things are starting to come along quite quickly now. So we have now attached the jack. I've had to attach the jack because this back pin here snapped off, so the best way to hold it on is to put the jack in. We put these back suspension brackets in for the back wheels for the idlers. So that is now as good as, and we've stuck this in and the turret is now fixed in place. It's not going to move from that position. The turret needs a little bit more sanding, but not much. The main body of the tank is now complete. We've got the gun stand on, the light. I think I might put a little bit of wire in from this point here down to the light. There isn't one in the kit. There's a little bit of photo etch to put around these edges. Around here, across the back. Very, very small parts of photo etch, but then that is also done. I found that there's quite a lot of bits left on the sprues that I can't find in the instructions. And we, of course, we have the gun on its stand to mount to this back part here, so that will stand upright like so. All the wheels are done, and we have started with the first parts of the track are all together. These are the bottom and the top parts of the track. Done and glued and setting in place. And then we've got just the bits around the edges of the wheels to do, and then we have these to put on as well, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put all of these on or not. I might leave some parts of this off so these sit right on there like so. I might leave the back bit off or just put the back bit on. Don't know yet, I haven't decided. So I'm going to carry on. Well, actually I'm finished for the evening, but I'm going to wait for these to dry, and then we're going to attach all the wheels to this and start putting the curves on the track. So I'm going to carry on tomorrow and talk to you shortly. Okay folks, we are complete with the Jadtiger construction. So we have the base and the gun innards. On the back we've now got these rear guards on. Everything is on the back apart from the two exhaust cowlings, and that's pretty much it. The tracks for both sides are complete. These will separate and come apart into two pieces like so. So we have left and we have the right tracks done and glued, ready for paint. We also have a little flower arrangement with all the wheels and the other bits and pieces, and the main gun all ready for paint. And we also have the upper hull, which is now also complete. Now I've gone and added some extra bits and pieces. I've gone and added some extra track just to fill up this void a little bit. Tyres are on and the wheel guards are on and in place. All as we have to add onto here and onto the front of here are the shackles, which I will do before paint. So there we have it folks, all finished, done, ready for painting. These are now sealed as well. The only thing we'll have to add on after painting is in through the bottom is the glass pieces, which are these, just so we can actually keep them clear. We'll keep them off on this one because we can actually get access to where they all need to go. So, done. What I want to quickly do at the end of this video, which we're going to do right now, is have a comparison of the Jadtiger, how it was to build, instructions and all the rest of it, compared to Meng's King Tiger. So this one is Dragon and this one is Meng. So what are the main differences? First and foremost, the main difference between a Meng kit and a Dragon kit will be the clarity of the instructions. Dragon, very vague. There are bits in the instructions that don't make sense, where certain things go, what part of the sprue those certain bits are on. not very good. Whereas the Meng one, I think I managed to find one mistake in the manual, and everything is clear, concise and precise. Ooh, where everything goes, and the quality of the kits are very much the same. There's a few more fit issues on this one than there were with this one. Things like this gun mount here doesn't fit very well. That might be down to me putting it on in the wrong way. I'm not sure. The only issue with this kit was the wheels. These here sit very slightly off angle. I think you can just about make that out. Very slightly. So when you put the wheels on, they sit very slightly off camber. Whereas this one, they are pretty much straight as an arrow and fit very well. There, you can see it. Other build wise, not much difference. There was a lot more photo etch on this one, which I haven't put on because it is way too fiddly for the tools in the kit I've got and the experience of photo etch. There were some very small parts that went around the edge at the top of this hull here, and they were far too small. I couldn't do them. So yeah, those are the two kits now ready for paint. Oh, and the other major issue with this one compared to this one is this one we can put the turret in any position we want and it holds perfectly. This one we have had to literally glue in place because it was so loose. Now the Jadtiger should have a little left and right movement, but the kit itself doesn't give you any because there's locating pins inside here that stop it turning left and right. Now the tank itself would have a little left and right movement, not a lot but a little, and the up and down movement of the turret, this joint here was so loose I could have played about and done something with it, but it was quicker and easier to just glue it in place. So we have a fixed turret on this one. It's going to be non-movable. But other than that, both kits really nice. I just wish Dragon would make their instructions a little bit clearer, a little bit more to them. That would be nice. Yeah, there's shed loads of spare track left for the Dragon kit. So I don't know whether to do something with it or not, or just save it for other builds. We shall see. Where's my little pot? Here we found it. So I am going to connect onto here now the shackles. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. These have already been cleaned up and made ready. So there's going to be 2 on the back of here. So they should literally just hang on. There we go, just like so. Another one on the back. There we go. So that's those 2 on, and these 2 will go on the front. 1 and 2, and there we have it. That is now the build officially complete. So I'm going to go away. I'm going to get all this lot primed and made ready. One thing, just to remind you all on really, that the egg build in the ModelMakers Boomhut is going strong. There's a few people that have already finished, or very near to finish. Me, I'm nowhere near. I have gone and put my model together and started parts of the diode that it's going to go on. So if you're wanting to join in, like we discussed in the last video, pop on over to the Facebook page. I shall put links down below again. Watch the video, the rules and regulations from Mr. Fox on Model Making Guru. Join in. It's not, and as I've stated before, it's not about being the best model builder. It's not about being super accurate or super detailed. It's all about who can come up with the wackiest and the zaniest idea and make it work. You know, you can have something completely loopy and out there, but it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, go along, follow the links, sign up, have some fun, show us your work. And there's loads of stuff on the ModelMakers Boomhut that's really good, worth seeing. Some great stuff on there. So I'm going to wrap this video up. Been waffling on now for too long. No, it's not spinning top. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Keep making models, be good, be safe, and I shall catch you next time. Ta-ta!